Okay, here we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fabulous Focus 4 5. That was a lot of F's. Fabulous Focus 4 5, 4 seasons.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Um, my name is Seth. I am a teacher at Milano Meravigli. I am here today with my colleague who will introduce herself. I'm
Hello,
holding you up.
everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm one of the teachers with Seth at Milano Meravigli. Hey, Raffaele. Hope you're doing well today morning. The sun is out. Unfortunately, we can't go out, but if you have a balcony or you're on the way to the supermarket, I hope you enjoy some of this beautiful weather we have in Milan right now.
Yeah.
And write to us and tell us where you're from. What is the weather like where you are? If you're from Naples, what's it like there? If you're from Turin, what's going on there? Or if you're from the south, Sicily, Calabria, Rome, tell us. What is the weather like where you're from?
Yeah, nice. And the weather is nice. Raffaele says he is 34 and he's in Salerno. Salerno's probably a lot warmer than here, isn't it?
Definitely.
That's nice. It's a little chilly today. It's a little cold in Milan today. The sun is out and that's beautiful, but there is a bit of a coldness in the air.
Yes,
But I
because
do think
it's still winter, right?
because
Technically.
it is still winter. Yes. Oh, so lucky. The weather. Watch your spelling. Weather. Maybe that might be a typo though. That might be a typo.
Mhm.
The weather is sunny.
Mm.
Uh, Here it is very sunny, but it's cold. We have been making a habit because we are always inside. Sorry, I'm clicking.
Mm.
After lunch, we have our coffee on the balcony. And then sometimes in the
Mhm.
evening, we have a little digestivo after dinner out on the balcony just so that we go outside, you know?
That's a good one. Yeah, it's
Hello,
important to catch
Angelo.
some. Hey, Angelo, where are you writing from? Angelo, where are you from? Let us know.
Have you noticed, have you seen Michelle during the day? Um, I think that this must be something like viral on social media, but in my neighborhood at various times of the day, people go out on their balconies and like do things. Have you experienced this?
Yes, I have. So the idea is, Angelo is from Rome. I love
I love
Rome.
Rome. Yeah, me too. Rome is the best.
I don't know. For me, it's a tie between Rome and Florence. I really love Florence as well. I like how tiny it is and how
Mhm.
everything is sort of cramped into this tiny city. And there's
Yeah.
just so much beauty, man-made and natural. I really, really enjoy Florence. Okay, so
Mhm.
coming back to these random bouts of clapping. So the idea is, there's this social media influencer and also a designer. Her name is Chiara Ferrani. So
Mhm.
she started this trend, if you will. At 6 o'clock, Italians go to their balconies and they either play music, yep, or they clap. In Italian, it's called to give an applause, very similar to the word in Italian. So you just
I like
you
that.
know clap or you play some quintessentially Italian music, and it's a way to show solidarity and also a big thank you to all the health workers. A big fat
Yeah.
thank you to all the health workers, everyone who is putting their lives at risk to help someone else. Not just the health workers, but people working at the supermarket, people responsible for public transport, and people who are running the pharmacies.
Yeah.
Angelo says he doesn't love Rome because it is noisy. But not these days, right? Rome must be really quiet right now, which is really sad.
Yeah, it's true. Um, I think that the clapping in the streets, it's kind of like I did not know what I didn't know what it was, but I heard all this noise and I went outside and it's really interesting at least in Milan, because we have big buildings, long streets, and the echo. It makes a lot of noise. It's really kind of cool. Um, did you see last night also? I don't know what time. It may have been 9:30 or 10 or something, but people went outside with their phones with the
Hmm.
light and there were many, many people on their balconies with their phone. We went out. I did it because I thought, yeah, well, I don't know. It is nice to feel the connection with other
It
people
is.
when we have no other people around us. So it was nice. It was nice.
It is, and I'm really enjoying the way Italians seem to be coming together, and they're all
Me
so
too.
supportive of each other, and they're being lovely. Really, this is a tough time for anyone, but
Yeah.
the way the Italians are behaving is just so heartwarming. They're being so kind, so lovely, so thoughtful, and
Hmm.
so responsible towards everyone who could possibly get infected.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can feel that everyone knows they have this responsibility just to it's not very interesting. It's not always fun inside day after day, but it's important. And so it's good people are doing it. I did have the opportunity last Thursday. I
Hmm.
had a dentist appointment, and so I needed to go out to have some work done. And uh, to go out into the to go into the city, it was kind of beautiful to be in the city with no people. It was nice. So
Mm.
okay. Oh, did I do that or did you do that? So
You did
let's move
that.
on to having a nice chat. But I did do that. I thought, how did you do that? You can't do that. Only I can.
Magic.
Um, but it's good. We need to get on to it. So today is the four seasons. Nice lesson for. It says one of our objectives is to write a paragraph. Obviously, we are not writing today. But if you are watching at home, this lesson is just full of questions about the seasons, and it's a really good opportunity for you to write some stuff to us. So as we go through the lesson, you'll see lots of questions. Pick a question that you like and send it in, and then Michelle and I will definitely take your comments and talk about them and have a nice talk about the weather, which is kind of fun because you and I are from very different parts of the world and we live in
We are.
another different part of the world. So we probably will have some different ideas about these things. So it's a really great lesson for, well, as you can see here, using adjectives and feelings. It's just a good lesson for talking. So do you want to read them? Read our questions.
Sure. The four seasons. What is your favorite season? Why? What is your least favorite season? Why? What can you do during your favorite season? What can't you do during your favorite season? Okay, let me ask you.
Mhm.
First question. What is your favorite season and why?
Oh, it's always hard to answer this because there are beautiful things about each season. but
Mm.
I think that my favorite is, at least in Italy. In Italy, I think my favorite season is actually the is because
Mm.
I love the summer, but the summer is in Milan. Summer is kind of horrible. It is so hot in this city, and it is very
Yeah.
humid in Milan, and um, and I don't enjoy being in Milan in the summer. It is so hot. Of course, August. Everyone loves August because of vacation, but I enjoy the autumn because I like, for me, I don't know, after the summer, maybe also because we are teachers. And so the autumn is, September is sort of the beginning of a new school year.
Hmm.
And so I don't know, in September, I always have a sense of feeling like things are beginning again. Um, and I also like, the weather begins to become more comfortable.
Mm.
Um, so I think my favorite season in Milan is maybe the autumn. In my home in Ohio, it's the summer because of the, it's hot, but I have a big lake. We can go swimming, a huge lake. And so the summer is a nice place where I live. The weather's really, really beautiful and comfortable in
Hmm.
the summer where I live. So I see do you want to, let's talk first about these comments we have, and then Michelle, you can answer as well. But first we
Sure.
have Angelo saying, my favorite summer season is summer because I can swim. Always a good reason to
Yeah,
love the summer for swimming,
absolutely.
for sure. Raffaele says, my favorite season is spring because there are many birds and many other, reverse the order, many multicolor flowers. It's true, of course, in the springtime, life returns
Yeah.
to the earth.
Hmm.
It's always nice. And then Fernanda says, my favorite season is summer because the weather is hot. Yeah. Italians love the summer.
Yeah.
Italians are summer people, definitely. Italians are summer people. How about you, Michelle? What's your favorite?
My favorite weather is definitely summer because I love the beach. I love, love, love the beach. So, like Seth grew up next to a lake. I grew up next to a beach. So the beach is about a 15-minute drive from my house back in Pakistan. So I really miss the beach. And what I love
Yeah.
about summer is just being able to go to the beach, feel the sand between my toes, smell that salty air, dip my toes in the water. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely summer. Also, my part, the city that I come from, it's very hot, and it kind of just stays the same throughout the year. Um, it's like the lowest it goes would be like in January when it's winter, but it's not really winter because it's maybe 8 degrees or 6 degrees, but only for maybe a week.
Okay.
So so I need that warm environment to survive. I don't do
Yeah.
well in cold climate.
No, you do not. I know
No,
this.
I don't. Like if it's a hot summer's day and someone has the air condition on, say it's 20 degrees, I will put on a sweater. Like that's
It's
that's
true. I
it's
know
true.
it.
So that's why I love summer. Angelo says that it is dangerous to swim in a lake.
Now I have to comment on this, Angelo, because the lake near my house is very, very big. And for Italians, you think of the sea and you think of lakes, and lakes like Lago di Como, Lago di Garda. The lake near my house is is the same size as Sicily. It's
Ooh,
enormous. It looks like the sea. It's very, very,
wow.
very, 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 very big. You cannot see the other side. Okay. So this lake is not dangerous to swim in, the lake near my house, because it's so big. It's like the sea. Of course, we need to be careful anytime, of course. Even in the sea, we should be careful of certain things. But the lake near my house it's enormous. It's huge. It's like the sea. So not
Okay.
all lakes are dangerous.
Okay,
I'm
Luca
finished.
says his favorite season is spring because the days are, remember, it's a plural, so the days are longer
Are long. Yep.
or long, and the weather is sunny, and it's the start of a hot, long season.
Nice. Good job. Good job,
Yeah,
Luca.
that's a lot
Nice
of
sentence.
different things that you've combined together,
Ah,
and he's
look at that. He
correct with
even
that.
perfect. Even better. Even better.
Good work, Luca. Good work.
Cool. Um, what's our second Oh, your least favorite
Okay,
season. Your
what does
least favorite.
least mean?
L well, let's to understand least, let's look at question 1 and compare to question 2. So, question 1 is what is our favorite, and question 2 is what is our least favorite. So, least is a superlative, meaning the very lowest, the one that we so our favorite is the one we like a lot,
Hmm.
and least favorite means the one that we don't like a lot. It's the opposite. So your favorite is very good and your least favorite is very bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what is your least favorite season?
I don't think I have one. I because for me the winter, I don't mind the winter. In my country, in Ohio, in the United States, the winter is very cold. I
Hmm.
think that Michelle, you hate my country in the winter,
I would, because
but
it's cold and it's cold for a long time. It's a long period.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For like, it can begin snowing. I'm looking right now on my phone to see the temperature in my hometown. Um, oh, it's not so bad in my home right now. -1. Uh,
As the Italians would say.
so, um, but the difficult thing is, so even I said -1 is not so bad because, well, and even for March, it can, the snow for us, snow definitely December, January, and February, we have snow. Absolutely. But it's normal, even in October, to have snow. So the snow can begin in October. November, usually we have some snow. Often Thanksgiving, which is about in the middle of November, already there's snow on the ground, usually. And the
Mhm.
snow, usually by even April, the snow, there might still be a little bit of snow. A little bit. Not falling, but still on the ground. Yeah.
That's crazy. So cold, right?
Yeah.
And guys, remember, for it to snow, your temperature has to drop below 0 degrees, right? So that means it's below zero from October to March.
Yeah.
October, November, December. So that's autumn, autumn, winter. January, February, winter, winter. And some of spring. That's 6 months.
Yeah. And then usually in at the end of January, the beginning of February, this is the worst, the coldest moment. And it's normal for the temperature to be -15, -10, -15, even -20. It can happen. That's very cold for us, but it minus below 0 is normal, very normal. Yep.
Okay, our students have said something. Fernanda says that
Yeah.
least favorite season is autumn because it is a sad
Ah,
season.
a sad season.
Sure,
I
I
think a lot of people
understand.
feel this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Luca says his favorite season is autumn
His
because
least
it.
favorite, least favorite.
Yeah,
My
sorry.
oops, you forgot a word, Luca. My least favorite.
Season is autumn. Just remember when we speak about the seasons, autumn, spring, summer, winter, we usually don't put an article, right? Because
Mhm.
it's general. So we just say it's autumn because it rains. Remember, you say it is raining or it rains. And the days are
Mhm.
short. Good reasons, Luca. Next, we have Raffaele. He says, my least favorite season in my country. He hates winter because it's very cold. Fantastic.
Very cold. I don't think it's cold in Italy.
No, it's not. It's not.
Cold in Italy.
No, I am cold,
Get
but I
these.
don't think
I want to
it's
go right
cold.
to this. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. I that makes sense. That makes sense. We're gonna jump on. So now we season. We just have a few questions to talk about. So the first one we're going to do spring, which is arriving. We will be in spring soon. This is
Five
a part
days
at
and
home. If you guys, this
counting.
is an it's true. Only 5 days. You're right.
Yeah, I
Um,
count the days to spring.
um, so this is an easy thing for us to at home. If us three words that when you think of spring, three things. And Michelle, you can share yours too. What are three words that you would use to describe the spring?
Mm, sunny,
Hmm.
windy, rainy.
Ah, is this for Milan or for like for your home?
No, we don't really have a spring
Oh,
per
that's right. You're
se.
saying
We don't have four seasons. We
okay.
really have two seasons, really hot and not so hot.
Nice. Are they like wet and dry as well, or just hot and not so hot?
Okay, that's a lie. We have three seasons: hot, monsoon, not so hot.
Oh, because you guys have the monsoon.
We have the
Okay.
monsoon. Okay, let's talk about that. The monsoon. So, in the subcontinent, which includes India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, we have something called the monsoon season. Because we face the ocean, the south portion of our country faces the Indian Ocean. We have the monsoon season, which is when rain comes in via the Indian Ocean. So it's a season where usually around August, where there's a lot of rain, storms, crazy winds, but it doesn't last very long. And it just moves along. It's like the wind pushes it from, say, Nepal to Sri Lanka to India and then Pakistan. It's called the
That's
monsoon
interesting.
season.
When I lived in China, I don't southern China also experiences the monsoon.
Yes,
And I don't know if the season is like, I don't know how everything works, but if is the season, do you know, is it different in would China experience it at a different time?
absolutely. Because it's basically these clouds which are full of
Mhm.
water because of the humidity levels, and they form over the sea and they're being pushed by the wind. So each country experiences it like a week later or a week before, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Because in China, I know that the worst time there was, um, like, at the end of the spring.
It could
Um,
be.
yeah, and it was but they actually maybe I don't know exactly, I shouldn't say because I was only there for 1 year. I lived in China for 3 years, but, in the south of China, No, I think the worst time was also I moved there in at the end of August and September, and there was flooding everywhere. So I'm sure that that was the monsoon. It was crazy. The amount of rain is crazy, and like
It
every day you
triggers.
have a
Mhm.
rainstorm. Every day you have this huge amount of rain, but it was so humid and hot. Oh my gosh, it was
Yep, and
horrible for me.
it could actually also start at the end of spring because the monsoon season technically starts from April, the end of April,
Hmm.
and to September, right?
Okay.
So my part of the country gets it in August, but there are certain parts of the country which will get it earlier. For example,
Okay.
July. China, because it is to the north east, probably refers receives it earlier as well.
Okay.
And that's why these countries grow so much rice
Because everything's
because,
flooded.
yeah, the
So much
environment is
rain.
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Ah.
how would you describe spring in 3 words?
If I think of Ohio, I think of, I see the trees, the new leaves, so green. I think of thunderstorms, so rain, and I think of, I also think of wind. So I think of, because we have a lot of the new plants begin, and then we have really, really, really big thunderstorms, but not because of the monsoon, just because our weather pattern happens with the North Pole, with the north. So
Right.
the in the winter, these cold winds come down, but then in the spring, the winds from the south
Hmm.
push push the cold winds back to the north, and it's all of this pushing that creates the storm. We have tornadoes, which are really
Whoa.
scary.
Are
Lots
you
of tornadoes.
are you from that part of the US which receives several tornadoes in a decade?
Oh gosh, we have. I mean, there's an area that is worse than where I live, but I live in an area where tornadoes. I mean, they happen like usually in April and May. They happen all the time, like very often. I've seen they're scary. They're really, really, really scary.
Have you ever seen a tornado?
Yeah, I have. And because I live by the big lake, um, the tornadoes form very easily over the water, more easily than on the land. And so during a big storm, um, out in the lake, you can see maybe 8 or 10 tornadoes out in the water, but they don't.
Together,
They no, well, like if you're looking, across the horizon,
right?
you can see them all. And but if they arrive at the land, they fall apart. They disappear. It has
Okay,
to do with physics and science, and but when I was a child, this is ridiculous. I cannot
right.
believe we did this. We would lay, because they're not dangerous out in the water. We call them water spouts, and we would lay on the beach. And when the water spout, when it arrives at the land, it just disappears. But it does not rain around a tornado. I don't know why, but because of the weather, there's no rain when there is a tornado. And so we would lay on the beach, and there's no rain, but then we would see the tornado, and we would have a competition to see which child could stay the longest laying on the beach. Because it's scary, because you can feel the wind. And usually and then if it when it arrives at the beach, it all of this water falls out of the water spout, because it's sucking up the water from the lake.
Wow, that's a little bit dangerous.
A little
A little
bit
bit.
dangerous, yes. So, and a little bit difficult story to follow. So we'll go on to Rafaela's story. So, Rafaela says, I think of multicolor. Multicolor. Can you do multicolor?
Yeah.
Multicolor is an adjective, Raffaele. So multicolor flowers with no s. Multicolor flowers. But if it's a noun, it can be plural. So the multicolors, but it's usually happening as an adjective, but with
This
no
is
s.
true. Whenever we use adjectives, we usually don't put an S because the
Mm,
nouns have the plural, not the adjectives. So I
yeah.
think of multicolor flowers.
I think there are many birds. The air is fresh. Nice. Very nice. Cool. That's a nice description of spring. I
Hmm.
like it. Let's look at these questions now. Oops, sorry. I went too fast. How about Michelle? Can you read the questions and then just choose one question that you like the most?
Okay. What do you see in spring? What are the colors of spring? What is the weather like? How do you feel in spring? Do you like spring? Why or why not?
Yeah.
Okay, before we move on, Lucas says, my spring words are flowers, warm, and running.
Ah, nice. So Luca must like to run. And finally, the winter is over and he can run.
Okay, I think I'm gonna pick question number 4.
Okay.
How do you feel in spring?
Mhm.
So, usually by the time spring comes, I am ready to stop wearing 5 layers of clothes. And I'm ready to start wearing one layer when I step outside the house. So when spring comes, I feel light.
Ah,
I feel very light.
nice.
And because I feel light, I am happier.
Oops.
I am happier, and I the sun is out. That always makes me feel good. The days are longer. I have more to do, more time to do everything I want. So all in all, I feel like the trees feel in spring, fresh and ready to start.
Nice. Ah.
How do you feel in spring, Seth?
Um, I think I think many people have a similar experience as you do in the spring because yeah, spring is a time I really love the days becoming longer. In the winter, it's really horrible when the day is it's dark for so long in the
Yeah.
winter, and so I really enjoy waking up and the sun is already there to
Mm,
say hello to me. Um, and so I have that. Yeah, it seems like there's it's easier to feel energetic in the springtime. Also, the temperature. It's easy. Taking in the winter, taking a shower is even difficult because you finish your shower and it's so cold. But in the springtime, everything seems easier. And plus we're
it's true.
happy. There's green, there's light, people are going outside. So yeah. I wonder too, like where I live, because another interesting thing about winter is pretty horrible where I live. Okay, it
Right.
really is. And it's very cold, but also I am much farther north than Italy and then Pakistan. And I think because of the position on the earth, on the globe, in the winter, our days are very, very short. So the sun in the winter in my country, the sun comes up maybe around 10 o'clock in the morning. And at like 4 or 5 o'clock, it's already gone. So the light is very, very short.
Yeah.
So we are very excited when springtime comes. But then imagine though, then the opposite is in the summertime, our days are very, very, very long. So the sun comes up at 5 in the morning and goes down at 10 o'clock at night. So we
Mm,
have these really, really, really long days. It's wonderful. It's really nice. Um, so yeah, springtime, I always feel you just feel a sense of like, oh, winter, go away, finally.
yes,
It's nice.
absolutely. It's nice to
Rafael, he keeps
have.
talking about the birds. He loves the birds.
Do you
It's
really?
nice. It's true.
I think Rafaela really enjoys nature. Write to us and
It
tell us.
sounds like it. It sounds like it. I notice in these days, because we're inside, but because life is quite calm right now,
Mm,
I'm noticing there are birds that normally I think I don't stop to hear, and now I'm noticing that I have birds too.
yep, this is
Shall we move
true.
on to summer?
Yep.
Okay, one word for summer.
Ooh, one word. Hot.
Hot.
Beach.
That's the word everyone. I'm gonna go with beach instead of hot because I like the
Yeah,
beach more.
beach.
This time, and I'll
Swimsuit.
pick. Yeah. I'll read the questions and I'll pick a question this time. Okay. So,
Go for it.
what happens in summer? What activities can you do in summer? What can't you do? What is the weather like? What do you eat during summer? Do you like summer? Why or why not? And again, before I answer my question, Luca has a comment. He says, in the spring or in spring, I like,
Hmm.
check out your grammar here, Luca. After like, what do we need? In spring, I like going out, and we would also say going out on the good days or on the beautiful days. So two little things to notice there. I like going out on the good days. Um, okay, and I am going to answer. Michelle, you already know which question I'm going to answer because you know that one of
I
my
do.
favoriteest things is food. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
question number 4: what do you eat in summer? I'll talk about again in my country because it's kind of interesting the different foods we eat. So in my country, in the summer, especially in Ohio, where I live, there are two things that we eat a lot of. One of them is corn. We have a type of corn. We call it sweet corn because it's really sweet. It's really really good, and it's also very very soft and it's very easy to eat. And we
Hmm.
eat it. We say corn on the cob. I'm going to type that one because it's kind of interesting. Um,
We have
corn
that too,
on. Uh huh.
but we do it differently.
What do you guys do with it?
So of course, in typical, South Asian fashion, we kind of not bake it, but we warm it up on the grill. So we cook it on the grill, but
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
then after that we douse it, like we cut a lemon in half, dip the lemon in chili powder, and rub it all over the corn.
Ooh, chili and lemon.
So
Nice. That
good.
sounds nice. We will also grill it, but usually the more typical way for us is we boil it. We put it in
Mm,
water and we boil it for a few minutes, and then we put butter and salt, and it's really good. It's really really good.
it
And
is.
um, and we eat a lot of it, especially for us. It becomes available usually around the middle of July
Hmm.
until the end of August. And it is everywhere and it costs nothing. Like, usually we can buy like maybe 12 pieces of corn for like $2. which is like
Mm,
€2 more or less. So we can buy a whole bunch of corn for, and especially where I live, because I live in the countryside, people just give it to us. They have like the farmers have so much that we don't have to buy it. People say, "Can you take some corn? Take it. We have so much." So we have so much corn, and
right.
also we have in this more at the end, maybe the end of well, maybe more in August, September, we have lots and lots of types of melon.
Mm.
And melon of every shape, every size, every color. So we have watermelon, but some of them are huge. We have little tiny melons that are very, very sweet. We have one melon that the inside, the fruit, the part you eat, is kind of like a blue color. We have
Ooh, what is
it's
that
kind of a
called?
it's I don't even know, and I've only had it once, and it's expensive because it's special. But like, um,
Yep.
but but the melon, I have to say, like compared to Italian melon, the melon that we have in Ohio is we do melon. It's really really soft. And like we even have a test for the melon to know if the melon is perfect. When
Right.
you can cut like a slice of melon, and if you put a knife, if you set a knife on the melon, it will cut by itself.
Ooh.
You can let go of the knife, and the knife will slowly cut the melon all by, you don't have to touch it because it's so soft. It's so good. It's so good. So mwah.
Okay, I'm sure all our students and myself included, we really want to try this super soft, super sweet melon
It's
that you
beautiful.
have growing in your backyard.
Yes. Let's
So,
look at first, before you answer, we have two people. So, oops, sorry, you click and I will talk. Rafaele says, I eat many vegetables. Yes, because in the summer, fruits and vegetables everywhere, especially in Italy. My goodness.
mm,
And Lucas says, in the summer, I like eating, spelling, cherries. Remember, so one cherry with a Y. When we make plural, yes, it's been shared there. Thank you, Michelle. So when the plural becomes cherries, IES, cherries are wonderful. Yeah, cherries are
mm.
good. How about Michelle? You tell us about also lots of grilling, barbecue. We do a lot of barbecued meat in the summer. All right, done with my American summer food. How about in Pakistan? What do you eat in the summer?
Pretty much the same. We we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables because we are an agricultural country, which means that most of our production is fruit and vegetables and crops. So crops are plants you grow to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for example, wheat and corn would be crops. So we grow a lot of that, and we have the best thing to eat in my country in summer is mango. Ah,
Ooh, that is not something we have in the United States. That's a
um,
tropical food. You
yeah,
gotta be someplace hot for that.
and I haven't tasted a mango in
It's so
4 years.
good.
In 4 years, basically the time I've been here, because whenever I have gone back home, I've gone back in autumn or just a season where when mangoes aren't available or weren't available, and it's really sad because you have not tasted a mango, guys, until you have an Indian mango or a Pakistani mango
I
or even Sri
agree.
Lankan. I mean,
What about
those
Bengali?
are
A Bengali mango?
yeah,
Because I had
yeah.
those.
It's different. It's my favorite fruit, and I love it
They're
so much.
so sweet. The flavor of a
They're,
really good mango is it's like it's like I don't know, to me it's like an orange and a passion fruit and a pineapple. It's like everything put together
yeah, it's
in
like all
some,
your favorite fruits
and
just
like
come together.
vanilla. It's like everything. They're
Mm,
so good.
they're so good, guys. I think mangoes. Yeah, mangoes is what I would eat. Like I would have 6 mangoes a day. No
Mm.
problems. And it's really fun because one of my friends owns a mango farm,
Wow.
right?
Hmm.
So which means it's like you get corn, I'd get like boxes, crates of mangoes, or one of my mom's friends will come back from the village and will get her crates of mangoes. And then we usually end up having so many mangoes during July to August because that's prime season. We end up giving it away, to friends and families.
Yeah. My parents live on a peach farm, and so peaches are um, a um, we have peaches the way that you have mangoes. And my uncle,
Mm,
like my parents live in the country, and they have their house, and my uncle and aunt live just next door, and my uncle and my aunt are the farmers of the peach trees. And oh, it's the same thing like a peach. I love peaches, but like when it's really, really hot and to pick a
mm,
peach directly, to take the peach from the tree and it's really hot and eat it, ah, it's so
mm.
good.
It's so good. Okay, we obviously love
It
food.
is lunchtime. It is time for lunch.
We hope you guys love fruit as much as we do. Unfortunately, it's almost time for
It
us to
is.
end this lovely session. But before we sign off, write to us and tell us what your favorite fruit is, what your favorite vegetable is. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Also, I'll just say so. Remember, you guys have watched today our lesson. Almost every hour, there is a focus you can watch if you want. If you want other ways to practice and to have contact with English, you can even go back and do some of your digital books or um, warm ups, but also things like the PDFs for lessons you've done in the past. Um, and also just watch TV. It's an excellent time to watch TV and watch some movies, You can do a lot of
And
listening.
and and also let's not forget, guys, we have a Facebook page,
Ah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
SOS English. Find us, and if you have a grammar related question, go ahead, ask us, and one of our teachers will get back to you ASAP. Okay, so
Yeah.
suppose you're watching Netflix, you come across a phrase that you don't understand and you want to know. So write to us on Facebook on our page and we will get back to you.
Yeah, hold on just one moment. I'm putting up a banner so that the students can see. So if you search on SOS English, and it's a way you can keep talking and hopefully learning a bit more. So good.
Mhm.
All
Okay, with
finished?
that, let's do. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks so much, you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye
have
bye.
a great day. Enjoy the sun from the safety of your home. Don't forget to wash your hands.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.